My name is TeresaLouise, and today is Tuesday, the 18th already. Boy, time just flies. And yeah, can you believe I'm live on Tuesday? I know, don't faint, but here I am. So just kind of didn't really schedule this. So whoever pops on, I'm happy to visit with you. And who do we have? Oh, we have one person. Hey, Donna, how are you today? Good to see you. Glad you could pop on. So you're the #1 crown. Hello, Susie. How are you doing? Good to see you. Um, how is the volume? Can you guys hear me okay? I did have one comment from Sunday that said they were having a hard time hearing me. And so I just wondered if you could let me know. I would appreciate it. Hello, Polly. Good to see you too. Got little Willow down here, my dog. And yeah, she said, Mom, you're talking. So that must mean I need pets, right? Okay, you can hear. Great. Glad you can hear. I went back and listened to the video and I didn't have any problem, but the thing is, I think everybody's device is different. And so, and it could be the tone of my voice is harder to hear than other people's, so I don't know. It could be a mix of things, but hello, Donna H. Hello, Terry. So today, plus I did plug in the microphone today. So hopefully that helps. My microphone doesn't always work, so I don't know. Anyway, today I'm going to try and put together this holiday bow. So I'm sure, a lot of you probably have seen this quilt around. I know I have, especially this time of year. And so, yeah. So this is for my sewing guild, local sewing group. And they just want me to make one block. And this will be presented next month at our Christmas party. And so if you make a block, then your name goes in the hat and a name is drawn, and whoever wins all the blocks. So we had been making 2 blocks so that we would have 2 winners, but this just says make 1 block. So that's what I'm going to do. It looks like there are a lot of half square triangles in this. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That would make 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Looks like about 18 half square triangles. And this block is unfinished 14 and a half. So a pretty big block. The first one I'm just going to do it per the instructions. And then if I make another one, or I was even thinking of making a quilt. with some of my Christmas fabric that I still have left over from Lala Boutique. Um, the Christmas morning, I have quite a bit of that, and Christmas Eve, I actually have a lot of it. So would make a really cute Christmas quilt. So anyway, that's what I'm going to work on. Hey, Lori. Hi, Shelley. Hey, Jamie. Hi, Jan. And Donna B. Hi, Valerie. Hello, Deb. I'm sorry. I still can't pronounce that. No, I should put that in a pronunciation uh, on Google. Maybe I'll do that. I'm going to write that down. I'll show you just a second, Jamie. Hi, Lisa. Hello, Judy. What does it look? This is what it looks like. So they gave us a fat quarter. This is for my sewing group. It's white with green and red polka dots. And they want us to use either red fabric or green fabric or red and green. Yeah, the bows. Yep. So I found this, which I think it'll be fine. It'll look just fine. And let's see. So I haven't done any of the cutting yet. Looks like we're using 2.5-inch squares to make the half square triangles, or the 9-inch or 3-inch. I would think 3-inch. Anyway, I haven't even really read the directions yet either. So I need to do that. But first thing I'm going to do is iron me some fabric. This is by Riley Blake, pattern number C660. It's called Swiss Dot. It was made in 2017. So, cute little polka dot. And then this is definitely more than a fat quarter, so I'm just going to cut I think I'm just going to cut a couple of strips. Let's see. Yeah, because I need 3-inch pieces, so I'm just going to cut a couple of 3-inch strips off of here. Because I'm going to need 2.5, so I could do a couple of 3-inch and a couple of 2.5. Hey, Mona. Hi, Ellen. Hello, Linda. Everybody just saying hello to everybody. So that is cool. Cold in Brooklyn today. It's kind of chilly here too. Rainy, cloudy. We're supposed to get snow, but so far it's just raining. So I think the half square triangles are going to be 2.5 inch unfinished. Yeah, 2.5 inch. Yeah, so they're starting out as 3 inch. So from my red fabric, I'm going to cut 2 3-inch strips because I have a yard of fabric here. So just cut that out of there like that. I really should stand up when I do this, otherwise my fabric slides. And I use this, it's full of rice. Made these quite a few while back on my channel. And I use them to hold my ruler and as a seam press. So 2 uses. Okay, there's one of those. Nice one. This one around. Need better lighting. Okay. So from this fabric, I'm going to need, I probably don't need 2 strips, but I'm going to probably make a couple of these blocks. So anyway, I only need 9 3-inch squares. And then I'm going to need, from the same fabric, I'm going to need 11 2.5-inch squares. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut 2 strips. It doesn't bother me if I end up with more than I really need. Now, if I didn't have as much fabric, then I would be, figuring out exactly how much I need before I cut it. But I figure I can always use 2.5-inch squares on other projects, So, and like I said, I have plenty of fabric here. I could probably make a whole quilt with the amount of fabric I have. So I thought even though I only need one of these blocks made, I figured I'd make 2, and that way I could make like a little wall hanging or a table topper thing, something, to sell at the Christmas bazaar. Okay. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Brenda. Hello, Lori. Okay, Mona. Mona will be right back. All right, so I've just finished cutting this up, and then I'll iron my background fabric. All right. So I need at least 11, but I'm just going to go ahead and cut up all these strips, so we'll definitely get more than 11, I believe. That's right, TeresaLouise. Use your rice bag. Exactly. I have quite a few of those rice bags, but this one definitely is my favorite. That size. I would love to get a Quilter Select ruler that is this size, but gotta have money. Those Quilter Select rulers are not cheap. So the only one that I have is this size. So I'm getting like 4 out of each cut. So there's 8. $12. So definitely we'll have enough for 2 blocks here. Plus leftover. So there's 4. So I'm making 2 different piles. One thing you have to, takes not that long, but a little while to get used to using this ruler because the whole back is non-slip. And so you can't just lay the ruler on there and move it around like this one. It will not slide. So what I have to do is hold it up and then line it up so it's still off of the table. I'm kind of lining it up first. So you have to pick it up. Otherwise, your fabric will get moved around under there. You know, once you get used to doing that, it's no big deal. Okay, so I think that's another 12. So I'm just going to go ahead and, no, I think I'm going to leave that. I might need them to be longer. Plus, I could cut those for into chips, right? Okay, so what do I need here? My 3-inch. So I'm going to, these are the 3-inch strips. And to subcut to 3-inch, so it'll be 3-inch square. And I need 9 of these. So there's 4. 8. Okay. I should have cut these into 3.5. And then once I sewed everything together, trim it down to 2.5 inches. I would have cut these strips into 3.5, and I could have put them in my 3.5 inch stash. Oh well, next time. All right. So there's 4. Eight, and then I'll just put this one aside because I just need 2 more. All right, so that's 9. All right, so that's all I need for my red fabric. Now I need to do my background fabric. So move these out of the way. Hey, Cindy. Hi, Day. Oh, that ruler would cost me a pretty penny. Yeah, I think so too. Yes, it is Tula fabric, and yeah, this is the skunk. Yep, it's all Tula, even the strap. Very cute. So yeah, I get to enjoy my Tula fabric, right? See it out here. It has rice in it in lavender. Which the lavender is kind of nice because if you put this on a heated, like if you are setting it on your seams, then it gets a little warm, and it heats that lavender up, and then you get a nice little smell of lavender. Hello, Kay. How are you today? Okay, so I need to press that. So I don't know if there's enough fabric to make 2 of these blocks with 1 back quarter or not. So I think I will, because I need 9 squares that are 3 by 3, 4 squares that are 2.5 by 4.5, 1 square that is, or not square, 4.5 by 10.5, and 2 cut at 2.5 by 2.5. I might have enough for 2. So let's see. Now this one I'm just going to fold in half, and then I can use my favorite ruler. And So there we go. I need 9 at 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. Trim this. Yeah, I'm not feeling too bad today. Still having my heart problems with my pulse going up, rapid heartbeat, but I'm dealing with it. So I'm trying to put it in my mind that if I feel good, if I still feel all right, I'm not going to worry about it so much, you know. But if it's like, I mean, I'm still like still checking it. Like if I feel like it's going really fast, then I use this little thing and see what my heart rate is. And I took another half a pill about an hour ago because I was like 104 when I was just sitting in the chair, you know. So right now it's 81. That's not too bad. So the pill is working. Yeah. The problem with those darn pills, though, they just make me so damn tired. And I'm just trying to not sleep. Okay, I need a couple of strips that are 2.5. So I might go ahead and get a hold of the heart doctor and maybe go in and get a checkup. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. It's been a while since I've seen him. It's been less than a year, but since this is happening more frequently, I should go in and get a EKG, and I just want to make sure my heart is as healthy as can be, right? All right. So let's see. What other size do I need? All right. Most everything is 2.5 now. So I'm just going to set this aside for now and cut out my smallest pieces. Let's see. Hi, Danielle. Yeah, what I need to do is keep an eye out for when they go on sale somewhere, and then maybe am I dehydrated? Well, I drink a lot of herbal tea. Shouldn't that be enough? Put that on your to-do list tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I get my blood work done about once a year, and they always check my thyroid. But planning to see my regular doctor next month, so I'll have her see when the last time I had blood work done and everything was. Okay, so if I missed anything. Oh, Valerie, you have lavender in your yard? Yeah, I used to when I lived in Oregon, but I can't really. To grow it here, it'd have to be like a house plant because it would die in the wintertime. So. Oh, I should have brought up my Christmas cactus. It's starting to bloom, and they're kind of peach colored blossoms. So cute. And it's a really little Christmas cactus. I bought it last year down at the grocery store. It was just one of those little gift ones, you know. Yeah, and it's blooming. I was very happy. Hey, Jojo. All right, so I'm doing. I need two that are 4.5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Yeah, need 4 that are 2, 2.5 by 4. And I have a little bit left, and I think that's enough for a 2.5. Yep. Yeah, so I need one that is 4.5 by 10.5. All right. I hope I didn't mess up there. Okay, 4.5 by 10. Okay, yeah, I think I might be able to get 2 out of that. 10.5 by 4.5. Ooh, I'm glad I counted. And I should still be able to get another 2.5-inch strip right here. So I'm just going to do this and this. Okay, there's that one. All right, so let's see if I got enough for one. Oh, I need my 3-inch ones. Okay, so set that aside. So uh, I have what you call SVT. That's what my heart issue is. For those of you that don't know. Hey, Zaza. Hey, Zandra. Hello, Lori Anderson. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. So I think I'm only going to have enough to do one block. And that's 4. Six. Yeah, definitely only going to have enough to do one block. Seven. No, I'm feeling okay. I'm, I'm hanging in there, still kicking. Just probably should get some things checked out, Okay. Three-inch. 8. Yeah, I slept pretty good last night. I took a half a Benadryl. I still woke up around 12:30, and I stayed awake for, I don't know, about 45 minutes, but then I fell back to sleep, and I didn't get up until 8:30. So I had a good sleep. All right, so I think I have everything I need. Okay, so from the background fabric, I needed 9 3-inch squares. 9. And then I need 4 2.5 by 4.5. 1 that is 4.5 by 10, and 2 that are 2.5-inch square. All right. So I shouldn't have cut so many strips. Just need one more row. All right. That it? Yep, that's it. So all of this is extra, but yeah, it's not enough to make one more block. But when I take this block back to the group, I'll take all the extra fabric too. All the background fabric that is extra. And whoever wins this block can have it in case they need it, right? So, what are you guys working on today? All right, then draw a diagonal line on the back of each of your 3x3 background squares. Okay, I can do that. And I'm just going to use a lead pencil. And draw a diagonal line in there. I cleaned out the refrigerator today because Brandon said he was going to go to the dump. So I cleaned out the freezer and the refrigerator. And he's taking a nap. Well, it started to rain, so he's like, well, we'll see. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Like, well, I guess it, you know, the refrigerator needed to be cleaned out anyway. I didn't have too much. I've been trying to be really good about using up leftovers or just making enough for that meal, because neither one of us are great about eating leftovers. So what I'm doing is, trying to get just enough for two people. But if I do have a little bit left over, then I try to incorporate that into the next day's meal as like a side dish or something. Because, I just do not like to waste food, especially nowadays. Hey, Joyce. I'm working on the block that is called Holiday Ribbon, and I'm doing it for my quilting guild. It's going to be the block giveaway in December at our Christmas party. So everybody's making one of these. You bring it to the Christmas party, you put your name in the hat, and at the end of the party, we draw a name, and whoever wins gets all the blocks. It is 14.5 inches unfinished. Yeah, if I had chickens, that's what I would do too. Definitely. That's what I used to do. But I don't have chickens anymore. So. And I don't like to feed my dogs table scraps unless they're healthy table scraps. Like if I had leftover broccoli or green beans or something like that, then I would let the dogs eat them. But I miss what Brenda said up here. I worked late. I have had my dinner, ready for sleep. Been up since midnight last night. Ooh. Yeah, I'd be tired too. Well, I hope you sleep well. Hey, Nancy. Yeah, I have not seen you in forever. Good to see you. I hope you're doing okay. Very good to see you. Hi, Kathy. Kathy just finished dinner dishes. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. Okay, so maybe I should drink more water. All right, now I'm just going to put these two together and sew a line on either side. Yep, sew a line on either side. And it says that I need 18 of these. Okay, there we go. So right sides together. And I'm just going to pin it back. I'm just going to pin them all right now. That way I can chain piece. So line those up on top of each other. Pretty cloudy out, almost dark. It is almost 4 o'clock my time. Can't believe I've been on that long. Doesn't seem like it. A little bit of a curl. I'm not sure how big the quilt will be, Kathy. I'm just doing one block for the group, for the giveaway. So it depends on how many people in our group participate. So let's see, if there's 12, what would that give me? That would be 3 across and 4 down. So 42 by 56, right around there. Give or take a seam, which is not really that big. So a lap size. But so I'm going to see how this goes. And if I like it, then I might go ahead and do a Christmas quilt. And if you, with my Applique Christmas fabrics that I have, I've actually made 2 quilts, Christmas quilts out of that already. And I still have lots. And I have a lot of gray, red, green, and kind of a creamy white. I could use a white prints for all of the background. That would get that used up. I've got some red, but I have mostly light greens. Okay, last one. I don't know if I would get it done by Christmas or not. Hi, Norma. Well, thank you for listening. Hello, C Card. How you doing? No, I don't always, but I wear it when I'm doing the dishes and housekeeping, especially if I have a shirt on that I do not want to get dirty. So I just didn't take it off, but it well, I guess it kind of matches. The colors are similar, but yeah. All right, so now got those all pinned, and I'm just going to do 1/4 of an inch on both sides of that line, but I'm just going to do one side at a time, and I'm just going to chain piece. And my pins that I use are pretty small, so I don't worry about taking them out. I just go right over. But you don't really want to do that if you have thick pins, because you can break a needle. It is a pretty, and it's an unusual name too. I don't think I've ever heard it before. Okay, those are done. Woo. Now I can take all my pins out and cut this thread tail off of there. Did I ever show you guys this cute little pin cushion? And then it comes with the for your threads. Isn't that cute? Would you guys like to make one of these? That would be fun, wouldn't it? These would probably sell at the Christmas bazaar. Ooh, yeah. Maybe I'll make some of those. But look at this cute fabric. Isn't that cute? Very colorful. And it's nice and heavy, so it sits over there. It doesn't fall down. Kathy, whoever wins. So we'll go to the Christmas party and everybody will bring their blocks that they made. Everybody in the sewing guild. And then at the end of the Christmas party, a name will be drawn, and whoever wins gets all of the blocks that everybody brought. Yeah, the bees are cute, aren't they? All the little critters have happy faces. All right. And I have some more cute fabric like that, so yeah. Maybe make a couple anyway. All right, now I'm just flip these over and now I'm sewing on the other side of the line. A quarter of an inch. Yeah, I think so too. So then, whoever wins takes those blocks home and then they sew the quilt together. Or they sew all the blocks together for their quilt. And if it's not big enough, they can always make more blocks, add to it. My group does that every year. A lot, like, I don't know if they're still doing it or not, but they used to do it every other month. They'd have a lot of block things. And, but definitely during Christmas. Okay. Now I can cut those apart. And I need my little rotary cutting mat, and I'm going to use my block lock to square these up. But first I need to cut them apart. Hey, Katie. You should be asleep, girl. Okay, we'll just line this up on the diagonal and cut this in half. And that gives me 2 half square triangles, like so. And then I'll use that other ruler to square them up. So that gave me 18 half square triangles. I don't think this block is very difficult. So for those of you that don't know or just got here, I'm doing the holiday bow block. I'm just making one block to take to the my guild's Christmas party. And everybody who brings a block gets to put their name in the hat. And at the end of the party, they'll draw the name. And whoever wins gets to take all the blocks home. Which is a lot of fun. And you take them home, sew them all together, and then you have a nice little Christmas quilt. Now, if I was going to make the whole quilt, I think I would use my 2.5-inch triangle paper. Might go faster, because then you wouldn't really have to square up. Okay, now I need to iron. Do they have food at the Christmas party? Absolutely. Are you kidding? Don't women who get together for any type of group function brings food, right? Gotta bring the food. It is a nice pattern. I like it too. That's why I'm thinking about doing the whole quilt. Thank you, Jamie, for putting channel names up there, the links. Thank you very much. You know, I like this rotary cutter. I wasn't too sure that I would, because I've used this kind for years, ever since I started quilting. And we got this one in a sew sampler box. It's an Olfa, but I really like it. I like the shape of it. You know, it's got a little bit of a curve here. Let me lock this. It has safety lock So now it will not close. And I saw Jamie change the blade on there the other day, and that was pretty easy. So I haven't had to change my blade yet. But yeah, it's super simple. You know, what I like about it is once you use it, well, besides the angle, and you lat up, then, you know, the blade is protected. So you can just set it down. Whereas this one, you're always sliding back and forth, you know. A lot of thumb action on that. All right, time to press. Yeah, I thought you liked it, Jamie. We have actual dinner at our Christmas party. So we usually have like ham or something like that. And at least, well, I don't know what they're having this year, but in previous years. So, and then the quilting group pays for the main meat, like a ham or turkey or whatever. And then everybody brings like a potluck dish. So, all right. Now you just are going to press all of these to the dark side. So excuse my back. You really shouldn't have to trim these down. They should be like spot on. So this will be a good test to see how good the 1/4 of an inch is. I do a scant 1/4 of an inch, so I'm guessing I'm going to have to do a little trimming. Almost done. My iron is Mr. Squeaky. 2 more. Okay, there we go. Now, this is a turntable. Got it from the Fat Quarter Shop. It even says Kimberly Cuts on it. Okay, I'm just going to line this up. See what we got here. Definitely need to square up. Valerie said, I have always used that rotary cutter. I got it because it came in blue, but it turned out to be great for me. Yes, it closes automatically, easy and safe. Yep. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Gladys. Random question. Does anybody have a Lure Star iron? I don't. Welcome back, Mona. Yeah, I can just all right. So they all get trimmed down to 2.5. Yeah, my seam is really small. So now, if I have two sides that are nice and straight, I don't have to cut all 4 sides. So I check that first, and then I can just cut this dog ear off. So that makes it go a little bit faster. But you always want to cut at least 2 sides when you're doing half square triangles, okay? Because a couple of reasons. If you don't do that, 2 sides that are connected, okay, is what I mean. So if I cut this side, then I need to cut this side. Otherwise, you're going to get this piece up there that's about, it could be as big as 1/4 of an inch or so. And then they're not going to match up when you sew them together. Your points will not come together. So always cut, if you're going to cut this side, then cut the top off. Does that make sense? And I've seen a lot of people make that error when you're first starting to make half square triangles. I mean, even I did. So I learned the hard way. All right. So I'm going to have to get all 4 sides of this one. All right. So side and top. Then turn it, slide my ruler down, line it up to the 2.5 inch. Again, it's going to be the side and the top. Now, if I wasn't using, okay, so there's something here. Let me fix it. Not much. All right. So if I wasn't using the block, I could use like this one. But I would still do the turn my half square triangle so that it's going to line this line lines up with my 45, so I can center that, and then I gotta stand up, and then I will just slide it down to 2.5. So now my 45 line is lined up. My bottom line is lined up. The line on the left-hand side, everything's lined up. So I can still cut the right side off and then the top. And now I'm just going to turn this a half a turn and line everything up again. Really make sure you have that 45 in the center. And there you go. That's how I would use just a regular ruler to cut up half square triangles. How are we doing on time? 4:30. But I really like this block. They are a little bit expensive, but I figure for as much as we make half square triangles, it's worth it. This one I'm going to have to do all 4 sides. Hello, Donna. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Donna. Donna says, perfect teaching, TLQ. Important information to keep things lined up. Exactly. How are you doing? Thanks for putting those links in, Jamie. I appreciate it. Moving right along. I'm going to quilt a Christmas tree quilt on Thanksgiving Day. I doubt I'll get finished during the live though. Well, that sounds like fun, Jamie. Or Jamie, not Jamie. Katie. Sorry about that. This swivel mat doesn't really swivel that great, so I just turn the whole thing. In case you were wondering. I mean, you could make it work, but see, it just as easy to just turn the whole thing. So if you don't have one of these, you could use an get yourself a little mat, because like keeping your big mat is really important, and we tend to always cut in one spot all the time, you know, right next to our sewing machine. And so I always like to use something different to put on the top, if it will fit. That's the other thing. Or remember to move around a little bit so you're not just always in this one spot. Or even, I don't care how expensive your, mat is, it is going to wear out there over time. This is my second one. This mat has actually lasted longer than some of the other ones that I've had, but I do turn it. It's supposed to be self-healing, and for the most part it is. The other thing, I have heard this. I don't know if it's true or not because I haven't done it. But put your big mat in the bathtub and scrub it really good with hot water and soap, and that heat will kind of fix these lines that you've created. I don't know if that's true or not. I've never done it. It could just be a sewer's tale. You're welcome, Kathy. Oh, no. Nico won't be home till around the 30th. That's a bummer. Okay. 18 half square triangles. Oh, I think Brandon's up. And hear his dog outside barking as usual. Does Quilter Select have a ruler like this block lock? Or that's probably a patent. It would be nice if it didn't slide around on there. You really got to make sure you're holding it in place so you don't slip. I mean, the lock part does lock down the middle, but it still slides around, you know. So, got to push down on it nice and firm. And then I always put my pinky over here on the left of the ruler that's kind of holding it down, and then my thumb is holding the lower edge. So it's not sliding as bad. I'm not going to say at all because it still will slip sometimes. Okay, getting there. 4 more. Aw. Jamie says her dog is sitting out on the porch waiting for the husband to come home. Yeah, you can't press open with the block lock. That is very true. I have used it, but it really slides around. So you have to be super careful. Three more. It's the countdown. Has anybody ever made this block? The holiday bow? Not yet. Last one. Oh, it's really dark out there now. There, all done. All right. Quite a bit of scraps there. I hear a car. Oh, have to get up for a minute. Oh. Can't believe we still don't have snow. Very unusual. Okay, I can put this away, but it looks like it's getting ready to rain. Okay, let's see what's next here. Thank you, Jamie. They just don't have anything better to do. Hey, Sylvia. Okay, let's see what it says here. I think it said to put the top. Yeah, it looks like you put it together in 3 sections. So, all right. Now you really got to watch how you're laying these out. There, there, and one there, and there. Okay. I need a dark. Okay, those 2 are correct. Then I need a dark right here. light background. And there's supposed to be another half square triangle right here. And it goes in here like that. Then this one, and then a dark. And then another half square triangle. That angle. Okay. That's that side. So there's going to be two that you really have to watch. Then I think this is the side, the left side, and then the right side. This triangle is going to be different. It'll be over here. So look at your pictures and then double check. Okay. Dark, dark, dark. That angle. Dark one, background. Dark in the upper right, full, upper left. Doing good. Yeah, it's going to be a bow. It's a bow. Okay, so I'll grab the one on the far left. So my 1/4 of an inch. Now you can just keep all of this together if you want. So now I grab the next set, do my 1/4 of an inch. What do they call this technique? Okay, and then the next one's down. All right, so, gosh darn it. I think I just sewed all of those without the bobbin thread. What's on the fabric? Yep, I was out of bobbin thread. Oh, what do you call those? Christmas hollies. Holly. With holly berries. Okay, so I get to do this technique over. You know, just want to make sure I always test. All right. Now I got to put them all back together. One's in the middle. Okay, this one is up here. I need a solid. That's correct. Solid. Half square triangle. Solid. Okay. Starting on the left-hand side, pick 2 of them up. Dang fly in here. All right, next two. The next two down. Now the last two on the bottom. Now I'm not breaking my thread in between. All right, so now you have it like this. You lay it down, open it up. Okay. I'm just kind of finger pressing. Okay, and now, so they're all still together. I'm going to pick the one up on the right, and then all of this is coming with me, right? So the piece on the top, okay, and then I lay this out, grab the next piece, put it on top there. Make sure it's all lined up. And open this next piece up, grab it, lay it on top. And I cut that. So now, see, it's all together. So what do they call this technique? Yeah, it's kind of like chain piecing, but you're just keeping it all together. There's a name for this. Does anybody know? All right, so now you could go ahead and press these, or you can use your little roller. Still want to make sure those are pretty flat. And I screwed up already. These should have been going, okay. This one in the center should be pressed to the dark. So my seams are going the opposite way there. And these seams are going in, these seams are going in, and the one in the middle is going out. That way, when I put all of this together, those seams will nest. Okay. All right. Custom silk or satin? No. Yeah, that Lori ding 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 web piecing. It's like a spider web. Okay. Now I'm just gonna make sure my in that little piece of thread that you left in between everything kind of helps it all line up, stay lined up, but you still want to make sure I feel like now I don't do this technique very often because it's really hard to use uh, needles and or my pens. I mean, um, and I like the pen. There's some people that do this technique when you're sewing all your blocks together. That's that's just too many, blocks hanging there. I can't do that. All right, there it is. Done. And this is the left side of my bow. All right. That looks correct. I can move on to the next step. Learned something new today. Yay! All right, so the right side. Okay, so just if you make this, really look at the pictures. I'm a picture piecer. Say that 3 times fast. So I have to have the picture. All right. So this one asks for a triangle, dark in the center. Then I need a dark. And as for a triangle, dark to the center. What's up, Willa? I need a hash for a triangle for the middle, or not hash for a triangle. Uh, Background. Then I need a dark on the right lower. And this one is going to be a half square triangle with the dark facing out. And half square triangle pointed in for the dark. Then I need a dark here. And a half square triangle, dark pointing in. All right. So I'm just going to double check it. Yep, that looks correct. Thanks, Katie. All right, again, I'm going to pick up the two on the left hand in the centerpiece there. And I'm just going to do the same thing I did with the first unit. And then the next two. Are you using your squeaky toy, William? She loves those squeakies. Me, not so much. Okay, my last two. Okay. Now, open this up. Take my one on the far right, put it on top. center one. And that last one. And you still want to make sure you have it going the right way, because you can still get it messed up. Okay, here's that. All right, so my seam in the middle are going to be pressed to the inside. And ones on the top are going to go out, pressed that way, pressing to the outside. And this one will be the same thing, pressed to the outside. Okay, and we'll put those two together. There we go. Oh, I have no idea, Kathy. It was given to me from one of the ladies at the Sewing Guild. I do believe it's out there somewhere. You could just look up holiday ribbon quilt pattern. There might be one over at the Fat Quarter shop. I think that's where I've seen it before. Now, I don't know if it is set up the way this is or not. So many different ways of doing things, so. And I don't think it says. Looks like somebody just used it on Word. Oh, Pinterest? Okay. Bye, Mona. Oh, on Etsy also. Yep, looks about right. I think I would like to have these pressed open because there is a little bit of bulk there, but I will press it with the iron before I sew all the units together. Okay, what is the next step? Okay, I think need one of those there. And this one there. And you sew this together, and then this to that one, and that one to that one. And that'll be the top of the bow. And then yep. So this is quite a bit of work. I found one. It's on Festive Bows and has digital download on Etsy. Thank you, Donna. Yeah, I think it's a pretty pattern too. I think I would rather do like a few bows and maybe a couple of packages and then maybe a couple of Christmas trees. So I'd have to figure out all the math for, you know, for those blocks. But I think that would be kind of cool because then I could use my green fabric for the Christmas trees. Hmm hmm Yeah, simple pattern though. All right. Now, and I want to press this. But there's so many pieces, it's, makes it time consuming. But I think it's going to be worth it. All right. So, so I was just looking to see what direction these seams are going, and they're both down. And so this one I press up, and that way my seams will um, meshed together. And I'm just going to put a pin in place there. Make sure the bottom is lined up good. And you could put a pin in that if you want. All right. And I'm just going to go ahead and sew it. Now I am going to take this pin out. Make sure I'm all lined up. And this one wants to lay to the inside, so that's fine. I'll just do that. Alrighty. And this side. Those seams together. No slipping. Yeah, I'll have to look around and see if there's a pattern out there already, Kathy. Otherwise, I'll just have to come up with it myself. I don't think it'd be too hard. Or if I had a Christmas panel, that might work too. All right. Yeah, this is a cute block, or will be. So there's the top of the bow. Now, if you wanted to, you could just stop right there and then put this on top of a package. So you'd have a bow on top of your Christmas package. That'd be kind of cute. All right. Yep, so far so good. And it looks correct. So next thing is the bow center unit. And then the bottom. Okay. Okay, the way they wrote this pattern is, I don't know who wrote it, but they need to take pattern lessons or something. Because it says use 3 half square triangle units. 1, 2.5 by 2.5 bow squares, and 1, 2.5 by 4.5 background. Okay. They like to name things kind of weird. So I'm just going to look at the picture. All right, so I need one of these and one of these because these are no longer 3 inches. Okay, they're 2.5. And one of these going this way. And I need one of these here. And as for a triangle on that. Okay, this is going to be the left side. And that's the other thing they don't tell you. This is the left side of the bow. Yeah, it is. Okay. All right. So good thing I looked at that again because this one goes this way. Goes that way. Okay, that makes more sense now too. Because this goes right here. Right? That's how it's going to go. Like that. And so I'm going to write on there, left side. And this one is the right side. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't they did the same thing with this bow with the circles. They didn't tell you this was the left side and this is the right side. But I'm not going to complain because, I'm just not. For one thing, it could have been one of the girls at the club that wrote the instructions for all I know, right? I wouldn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So, all right. This one is probably going to will be on this side. And that will be right there. And this will be right here. In a solid. And another triangle there. Up, solid, down. What? Go see your dad. He'll let you outside. I only have 2 left. I think that's all I need. Yep. And I think this goes down the middle. It's too early for dinner, Willow. This will be the middle. And then this is the last unit right here. And it's going to have a I have to wear a triangle. Quit it. Little turd. And here. Is that right? Okay. And then the dark. Okay, now you can button. Just like that. Ta-da! What's the matter? Huh? Are you tired of being up here? It would make a really pretty quilt, huh? Oh, it has been 2 hours, huh? Yep. We do need to go downstairs and make dinner, right, Will? Well, you guys, there's the bow, holiday bow block. I think it looks pretty cool. It ends up being 14. I'm going to finish it tomorrow. 14 and a half unfinished. You see her bumping me. I hate it when she does that if I'm like trying to take a drink of coffee or something. It's not nice. Yeah, and I think it would be really cool with other Christmas blocks, like a Christmas tree or the packages or something like that. I think that would look really neat. But it also looks really cool with all bows too. And it's not that hard to do. So this was called Holiday Bows. And she is persistent. Now she went and laid down. She doesn't like this time change either. And I keep trying to tell Brandon, the dogs don't care that the time changed because this 5 o'clock was her old dinner time, which was 6 o'clock, right? So we fell back. Is that right? Anyway, so she starts bugging you for dinner now at 5 o'clock because that's what time she's used to eating, even though in the summer it's 6 o'clock. But he won't feed them. He's like, they'll get used to it. Like, I would just, I think it's because he doesn't want to change how early he feeds them in the morning. Like he doesn't want to feed them at 7 o'clock in the morning because he's still in bed. Yeah, I think it's pretty darn easy. Yeah, I agree, Kathy. The block is 14 and a half inches square, it says. And that's unfinished. Yeah. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Oh, I know. I mean, that's what I think Brandon should have done was, make it 10 or 15 minutes later for a couple of days and then just keep stretching it out there. But he's the one that feeds them. So thank you, Donna. It was good to see you. Good to see you, Sylvia. You take care. Yeah, 14 and a half unfinished. 14 and a half unfinished, or 14, is that right? 14, yeah, that's what it says, 14 and a half. But I'll measure it after I get it all sewn together. Yeah, that's 14. It's 14 and a half across. So, have a good night, everybody. Lynn's Crafting Lounge. Good to see you. Bye, Suzanne. Bye, Katie. I don't think so, Katie. I don't know. I'm going to try, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, well, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for joining me. You guys have a good evening, and I'll see you next time, okay? All righty. Bye bye.